Back to our primordial telenovela about the Anunnaki, History on Nibiru. We left off with the problem and dilemma of who would be the next ruler of Nibiru after the king who had created the laws about succession. Who will be the next leader on Nibiru? The one with the most firstborn children, or the one that was born of the first wife? Would the oldest son get the money? Would the youngest son get the money because he was of a first wife? Who will get the wealth? Who is the heir by law? While Anshargal was king, Ishargal was named his first wife. She was the king's half-sister. During Anshargal's rule, the palace was filled with concubines once again. The king's sons and daughters were born of all of these concubines. In fact, the firstborn son was the son of a concubine. So this son was called the firstborn son. Then Inshargal gave birth to a son, the king's half-sister that he was married to. Now by law, he becomes the new heir. This means that the firstborn son from the concubine no longer was the heir. So you can see how this is creating friction between families, and all of the wives, of course. In the book I'm writing about the Anunnaki, in fact, I go into detail about all of these situations that happen in the palace, especially between concubines and wives. This is why I call my series a primordial telenovela. Now in these videos, I keep it to the books. But then in my book, that I'm still writing and it's not finished, I create scenarios based on the true stories in the tablets. I just go into details and give these people words. I give you a plot and a scenario. In fact, all of the earnings I make with all of my videos go to my stash to fund my book. But I need to self-publish because working with an agent and a publisher, they always want to change things in my books. And I do not compromise. I need to have it done the way I want to and the way I see it in my mind, not the way it's more pleasant for the reader. The reason the law of succession changed for the Anunnaki was because of this queen Ishargal. She was the one that flipped out and attacked the entire council of the wise. And I'll tell you why in the next episode.